No, we're back. Look at those handsome faces on the cover there, Coach. Oh, man.
Good-looking dudes.
Yeah, they look like they're like, a little younger or something like that.
Maybe a year or two.
It's New Year's Eve. We give the middle finger to 2020 very shortly.
Thank God.
So I'm a little more. I'm a lot harder today because of the fact that the NUC All-American game was a big success. Now moved on, and
kudos to you for even getting that thing going. You know what I'm saying? Like, got all that stuff. I mean, it's a lot of work in a regular year, let alone a pandemic, and to just have that all work out, man, that's huge, dude. I think that's awesome.
We flex on COVID.
That's it. That's all you can do. Just continue to keep your head down, head to the grindstone, and continue to go.
Hopefully, he doesn't hit back.
It's possible.
Could hit back. You don't know.
Possible.
All right, we got our Happy New Year. What's going on, Dexter Austin for Sleeper? Happy New Year, my man. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. This is a Happy New Year podcast.
Happy New Year to all.
That's right. And so there's a lot of great. Number one, I think I won 2 more bowl games. By the way,
I'm checking. That's what I'm doing right now. You did. Because you took Oklahoma, I took Florida, very, very mistakenly took Florida. And then Mississippi State just pulled one out. Very ugly ending, though. Did you see the aftermath?
We're going to play that in a little bit. Coach Schuman's got 11-3. And
ugly.
You picked Mississippi State, too, I think, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So you're 8-6. All right, not bad. I mean,
Texas, Wisconsin.
Age before beauty. I mean, it happens.
Mississippi State.
I mean, just so
we're both going to take them out if it stays like it is right now.
Records, just in case anyone needs a clarification on the college bowl game records, just in case. Now, if I lost, I wouldn't even post that, so I'd be losing. You know how that goes.
Yeah, definitely, absolutely. Don't worry, I've been around you long enough to know how that goes.
I don't even know what that means.
I know where it lies.
I'm assuming that's a negative.
Who said it was a negative? Don't take everything as a negative. It's a positive. Let's just say I know your ways.
I got my my urban trampoline place. My son went to this morning. I didn't do any trampolining.
Listen, that's what I got my niece and my nephew for. Probably one of the best deals I think I found. Got to credit the girl; she found it. What is it? Sky Zone, right? That's the place.
Yeah, that's the place. Yeah. We went to Urban Air, but
right. So what I got them was year-long passes, basically.
It's like 80% off, right?
Like ridiculous. Not like I think it's actually 99 jumps for $99, so they can go 99 times within the year, and I think it costs I think it's $25 to go just once individually. So stealing. Now look, obviously, if they go 99 times, I told them
they're never going 99 times. That's the whole point.
The fact that I was like, even if they go 5, it works out. So definitely a cool place. I was invited by my nephew to jump one time. I don't know if they have weight limits on trampolines, but I'll have to check, or maybe wait 2 months and go then, because I think we'll be able to do some backflips at that point. But we're good to go. I mean, I don't know. We'll see how the equilibrium is, I guess, if I ever partake in that. But definitely a good deal, definitely a good thing, and the kids got more toys than anybody could imagine. So to get them an experience or something to do. Definitely. Hopefully, I won that one. So
I mean, they're kind of fun. Like I jumped a couple, not this time, but I've jumped before, and it was like
it's just something different.
Cool. Yeah. I mean, So my first thing on the day is so we're obviously Oklahoma just wiped the floor with Florida. Trask threw 3 interceptions in the first period. I thought you had told me that he was opting out.
I thought I saw. I must have read that or heard it wrong on the radio. But I do know that his receiving core pretty much
opted out.
Was nowhere to be found.
Did he? Now, after he threw 3 picks, they pull him.
Yeah, they pulled him. I guess is what I was reading today. They may have. I guess they pulled him, but the post game comments, just from Dan Mullen, were
mind blowing.
That actually makes me start to question Dan Mullen a little bit. One of the comments was something about like, look, our last game was 11 days ago. We didn't have to play this game, but we chose to. Like, don't make excuses, dude. Just
yeah,
you know, my guys didn't show up. Yeah, like Oklahoma's better. They smoked us. You know, here's what it is. Like you know, I think Florida's whole outlook was, look, we want to be in the playoffs. If we're not, it is what it is. We're done with it. And that's kind of that's what they were when they showed up for the game. Oklahoma, on the other hand, you know, kind of was playing underdog the entire season, had a little bit something to prove, and just went in there and took care of business, you know. I think also a lot of other conferences, no matter what it is, whenever they play an SEC team, they dial it up a little bit more, obviously, because, you know, I feel like a lot of these other conferences are so sick and tired to hear about the big bad SEC that anytime they get an opportunity, no matter what game it is, no matter what stage it's on, you know, they're going to put in the work and give them their best shot, which Oklahoma did. And, you know, I think sent a little bit of a message saying, you know, here's what it is. But Florida, man, just non-existent. Just nowhere to be found. Didn't even show up. Like, didn't even get off the bus. I don't know. Does that hurt his draft stock as a quarterback? What do you think?
I mean, Trask, yes. Yeah. I'll tell you why. Finishing the job, in my opinion. The inability to finish what he started. Now, if he had just opted out, I don't like it. And kind of, you know how I feel about it. But I get it. Right.
You see both sides.
I see both sides. I don't like it, but I get it. And from if you're gonna play in the game,
I'm going all out.
You play all out. Man. What it looked like to me was, I mean, maybe he was playing all out, and he's thrown 5 interceptions in the last, 2 games, but 2 or 3 games. But I don't know. Like I just find it like. I find the how someone could go into a football game and just not even like want to bother dialing up. That's my whole issue with these bowl games in general. Without a larger, maybe 8 or 16 game championship thing, these bowl games for some people are great. Others have become like oh, you're making me go to this bowl game that don't mean anything. Right. And I don't know if the coaches – I mean, look, I think you got to have control over that situation as a coach. But, they are grown men. They're young grown men, but they're young. It can be difficult. And, in the old days, the bowl games used to have that, like, I'll use an example, Pac-10, Big Ten rivalry, like Rose Bowl. You know what I'm saying?
Those rivalries they don't exist anymore.
They don't exist anymore. So there's no like we're winning the Rose Bowl in the Pac-10 versus Big Ten game. And the Cotton Bowl was what? It used to be the Southwest Conference versus I don't remember what it was, but versus the SEC, I think. And then so a lot of these things have been whooped into the BCS, which we all want. We want this bowl championship. So you got to expand it. You got to start making it like the NCAA tournament, and you can still have the bowl games. Like, look, it shows you, Mississippi State, and we're gonna show that in a little bit. But I'm just reading like the articles coming out about Dan Mullen. Like he said the last game the 2020 team played was 11 days ago.
Right, which would have been his SEC championship game. So what he's making an excuse for his team, saying, look, we only played this game because of whatever, the SEC championship game was the last game of the year. To me, it's like a smack in the face to other people saying like, other teams that would have killed to be in that position to play in this bowl game against Oklahoma, you're basically saying, you know what, this wasn't a game for us. We just kind of did it to do it. That's ridiculous, man. Like, you know what I mean? And you look at, it's frustrating to me. Like you said, whether there's too many bowl games, something's got to be figured out as to what's going on, or and if you want to, I'm a big proponent of expanding the playoffs and do that whole thing. And then, if you want to do pseudo other bowl games, teams have to agree to them. Make sure that these teams want to be there so that you're getting something. You know what I mean? Don't just take a team because they're in this conference with this record and that puts them in this bowl game. Nah, man, you got to have the pulse of your team as well. If you know that your guys are dialing it out and not going to be all in and wanting to go, then don't do it.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that becomes it just, first of all, if you're a sponsor of some of these bowl games, I mean, that's got to be tough. What's your return on that, man? Because you got to fight at the end of the one, and those things happen, but it got so crazy. It got crazy. It's embarrassing. Like, you're a sponsor. I mean, wouldn't you be?
And these are the teams you picked to be in your bowl game. This is what's representative of your brand. Like, that's how you're going to get your airtime. Your airtime is not going to be for the game itself. It's going to be for the brawl that happened after.
It's pretty intense stuff. And then I think so. I mean, let me just read a couple of comments. I'll get your take on it. So I read the first one to you from Dan Mullen. This is reported by Graham Hall. I guess he must cover at Florida. The majority of the guys that were out there, this is Dan Mullen said, the majority of the guys that were out there were on scout team for us for most of the year. Okay. With the number of people that were out for the game, we were under numbers. Actually, we had numbers to not play the numbers to not play the game. I give our guys credit. They wanted to play in that game, wanted to get the experience, wanted to be on that stage. I did not.
If you're a scout team guy, why are you not going to say, yes, I want to play in this game? That doesn't mean that you're ready to go. As a coach, you're going to say, hey, is my scout team going to be Oklahoma's one?
Scout team guy? I mean, that's.
I guess he's saying, more. He's saying that a lot of the guys that actually saw the most time, Trask is obviously the whatever, but most of the guys that we're quote scout team guys. Yeah, you want to reward those guys, but look, their reward is coming next year when they become starters. So what's one more game? What are you rewarding them for? Playing scout team all year? Like, part of scout team is not getting rewarded for anything and then reaping the benefits when you get that much better next year as a player. So their rewards come next year when they're in the SEC championship game a year again, or maybe they're in the playoffs next year because of their work on scout team. You don't need to reward them this year by sending them to get their asses kicked against Oklahoma. That's not fair either,
Yeah, I'm just. It's
a weird take.
It's a weird take, and I'm like, is this take because I don't know, like he's backed into a corner and he really doesn't know what to say to getting whooped, and that's what he came up with. Like, I feel like if Mike Leach was on the flip side. If that was Mike Leach, right, he would just said, we got whooped. Like, we weren't ready to play. You know what I'm saying?
Just own it and end it.
Right. I think he would have said that. Now, look, Dan Mullen's a hell of a football coach. But he's had some interesting takes, like we're going to put 70,000 fans in the seats and then have to. He's
had some, yeah. He's definitely one of these head coaches that most of his just asinine comments and things like that. I did read one thing today about, somebody's highly suggested that coaches should not be interviewed post game. They should wait and interview the next day because emotions are flying high. Sometimes you're saying stuff you don't really want to say. And you do see a lot of coaches get themselves in trouble, in the interview immediately following a win or a loss. So if you just reported the game, said what happened, this is whatever, and then did the interview the next day, I think you definitely alleviate some of those issues. Obviously, that's not what people want. They want the nitty gritty. They want to know. They want to hear emotion. They want to see emotion. But if that was something that your program decided and said, look, you can't interview our head coach directly after the game. You want to call him the next day? Absolutely. When he's had time to process things and see things fully. Yeah. I think that would actually be, that's something to look into for a lot of programs. I think it would actually be a smart move.
That'll never happen.
Protect your program and protect your coach. Sometimes those guys are spewing out things that they really have no idea. They're just going off a whim, and it's like, but it kind of is what it is. I guess emotion.
I'll give you the devil's argument side on it. If you're getting millions of dollars, is in the heat of the game. That's why you see sometimes these halftime interviews. I'm not a huge fan of those, especially when they come over to the losing coach. Coaches
running off the field.
I just know myself. I would not want to be interviewed at that time. But the way I look at it is that
at that level, you should be able to handle that.
Post game is different. Like, I don't think it's fair to come over to the losing coach who's losing at halftime and ask him to answer a bunch of questions when he's trying to figure out what he's got to do to win the game. Like, I know, that's where it's everything's like partially entertainment, not just like an actual football game. Like, we're trying to win a game here. Like, I know it's entertainment for you.
Right, but I have a job to do, and my job depends on what I'm supposed to be doing right now, which is making adjustments, not talking to you.
Yeah, so I don't like that. But the post-game interview, I think you kind of have to figure out how to get a little quiet space and then just, take a breath and answer whatever questions. And even, honestly, even if you got to give Belichick answers to it, just staying composed, you know what I mean? And
right, that's part of the job. It's kind of part of what you sign up for, I think.
I think that's what you. And look, you're getting paid a lot, so people would kill for that job. That job, people would kill for. Okay, there's no doubt about it. Like, high school football job, assistant coach, there's not people killing for that. College, Division I, SEC head coach, yeah, people would kill for that job. So, the way I look at it is, you were smart enough to get there. You were smart enough to make all the moves to get yourself all the way in that position. Because you know what? Like, look, Saban's going to last as long as he wants to, but most guys don't last as long as they want to. Right. And so
Gus Malzahn, Auburn.
Right. He was flying high. He was a national championship game. I mean, come on. And now, so my thing is, you make it last a lot longer if you can work with them on some of these things and not,
make them part of your team, not against your team,
You're almost throwing yourself under the bus too, don't you think? You're throwing yourself under the bus by saying, like, our last game was 11 years. Like, think about alumni hearing that and the athletic director hearing that. Like, wait a minute, you guys just quit? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, it's your job to have this team ready to go and ready to play, and you now, didn't do your job because you're saying that the game was,
like, that's what it sounds like.
Right. I don't know. He's an interesting character. He's said a lot of things this year that have been very interesting. Don't get me wrong. He's a great football coach. I think he's done a lot of great things. I think it's nice to see Florida on that level again, in the SEC championship. I think they can continue to move forward, but, I think he's got a lot to learn yet in regards to those along those lines. So we'll see.
Yeah. Jury's out. Okay. So now Mississippi State. Tulsa. I was watching that game, and Mississippi State was a good game, but was winning it at the time. I just didn't continue to watch it because it was time for me to go to Urban Air. So I wanted to pull this up because I thought, where did it go? I had it. Oh, I guess I was looking for Mullen. Okay. All right, let's play this. And get your take on it. And let's see what you say. What do you take notes when you put your head down, or are you eating a sandwich?
Yeah, I'm always writing stuff down.
I'm joking.
Did you say eating a sandwich?
Yeah, I busted up. I would have been eating a sandwich, but now that I'm so skinny, 283, my friend, 283. Come on now.
In 2 weeks.
I'm
less than 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Come on, 9 pounds in 2 weeks. Through
Christmas.
There's something to it. I don't know exactly the science behind it, and especially science.
Whatever, as long as it's working.
Science has become a word that I don't even know exactly what it means anymore.
Don't question it. Just go with it.
I love it. As soon as they told me, hey, there's a science behind it, you just got to follow. I'm like, what do you mean science? I said, what do you mean there's a science behind this? He's like, there's a science behind it. I'm like, someone like me, when you say that stuff to me, and I've heard that word so many times, I'm like, you got to come up with a better word than there's science behind it. It just makes me angry because it's what science used to mean, which means question everything, form a hypothesis.
Question things and then prove it.
And prove it, right. Form a hypothesis, prove it. Doesn't seem that way anymore. And I am by no means a scientist, but I know that much about science. Okay. Here's the fight. Can you see it? Or I just
no, it's on the screen, yeah.
What?
And this is post game, right?
Yo, this is bad. So the Mississippi State win, I just wasn't sure because they
won 28-26.
Oh yeah, that's right. We said it.
This is the scene right here. That's the part.
That guy jump kick him.
That's the part that gets me right here. Is number 4 for Mississippi State jumps on him. He throws him down, jumps on him, and then runs away.
Oh my God! What is this? This is nonsense.
And then you got like a hurt guy right here get launched by.
And they're just attacking him. And where's Mike Leach? Is he in the locker room?
Hopefully he's staying out of it because at his age, you don't want a broken hip or something. But how do you
got the poor young coaches. These poor young coaches are trying to break it up.
Yeah, you got the GAs.
They're trying to protect themselves at the same time.
Right, because they don't got gear on.
No, they don't want to get donked in the head. Look at this. What is that injured guy doing? He's injured.
And I don't know what I don't know the story to this. But it doesn't matter. This is brutal.
This is, and so this goes to my bowl game thing with opt-outs. Let me see. I have another thing here. What is this? Okay. Is this the same thing or is this the end? And I want to pull this up. Tell me where this is. So I'm gonna pull it up. So this stuff is crazy. People are crazy, man. This is how you end 20. They must be like, this is how we're gonna end 2020. And it was a hard fought game, which is a good game.
Right. So now you take a good game and it ends like this.
Oh, look at this. What the heck? You know everybody got their stupid phones out for this one.
Oh my God.
And by the way, see the trophy presentation in the back?
Yeah, what's he gonna do? Grab the trophy and run, or are we gonna have another broken trophy like in the Wisconsin game?
We gotta move the table. Okay, let's see if we can spot funny things in this. All right.
Where's Waldo?
Yeah, like funny stuff. I'm just looking for like. Oh, here this guy right here in the yellow. That must be a police officer.
Yeah. There comes the other one. Slow jog.
Yeah, he's in a hurry. I like this. Look, he grabbed the trophy. That's the trophy guy. Look at this. We got to rewind it. That's a great clip. I don't know how can we zoom in on that? That's great. Oh. You got to make light of some of these situations. So
it's brutal.
Such stupidity.
So now, you'd think like now there'll be ramifications that come of this. So, after watching all this stuff, they'll evaluate like who is what. You could have, this is suspensions. This is possible loss of scholarship. Like, who knows, dude? There could be any type of ramifications.
The guys are gone. The injured guy's gone.
What they want to do with this, I mean, they could either choose to make a statement out of this, or who knows. Kind of like a put up or shut up type of thing. Mike Leach could obviously put his staple on his team right here with this, hey, this is not how things are going to be done here under this rail. So-and-so has been
all of Mississippi State out there. Now look, Tulsa's in like 2 factions here.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, were some of those guys off the field already? Like, we don't know any of that. Who knows?
Right, and then look at now. Let's watch this guy over here with the bowl trophy. Ready? Let me. I'm gonna get this out of here. All right, yeah. I'm gonna walk this back while they fight. I smell the trooper coming out.
Tulsa's got slow reaction time, man.
Oh my gosh, that's bizarre. Just bizarro world.
Ugly.
See you 2020.
Not the way you want to see a season end, especially for Tulsa loses the game after a great year, and then that's what's going to be. That's how this will all be. Summed up and whatever.
Started
great season. Now you got this hanging over your head. Who the hell knows what's going to happen? That sucks.
Who started that fight?
That's the question. Who knows?
Yeah.
Because the cameras didn't start rolling until everything started getting chippy. So who said what to who? Who did what to who? Is it something that happened during the game? And then it just kind of, whatever, which side is responsible for it? There's just so much that goes into this now. And it's just not the way you want to end your season in any way, shape, or form.
It's interesting because some of the coaches are in the mix too. They're actually, oh wow. So here's one with the
some of them are throwing hands.
Mm-hmm.
These are strong men.
And as a commentator, what do you do? Do you start commentating?
Well, number 4 is in big trouble.
Number 4 is
big.
I don't care what you did, just based off of that action right there, you're gone, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna stomp on somebody and then run away.
Yeah, it's absolutely like, how does he goes and kicks him right in the face?
It's a bad look, man. And then you run away. You don't even like.
Oh, I see. Tulsa guys swing. I've got.
Yeah, no, Tulsa's. Don't get me wrong. Tulsa's swinging back.
You got coaches involved in the fights too.
That's what. And are the coaches fighting, or are they protecting, or are they just swinging because they got hit? Like, you don't know. You know what I mean? And you're never going to get the true story. And then everybody's viewpoint's going to be different based off of what they saw or what went down. So you're never going to get it right. But you make a decision, move on, and what the hell, dude? Like, now we got to deal with this. Rather than just look at the season as a whole collectively, now we got to deal with this incident issue, and now we got to move forward. Like that, just another thing on the plate that doesn't have to be there if you guys are doing the right thing or whatever. But now it has to be addressed because this is the way or the path you wanted to take with it, and now I got to do something about it,
Well, I want to see what Mike Leach had to say about it. Let's find that out.
I wouldn't want to see his presser after.
Let's see.
And for Mississippi State, this will overshadow the win.
Oh, here we go. Here's the presser. That's the latest. How come I can't get a copy? Here we go. No. Man, it's hard to get his presser stuff because I'm trying to find it.
Is it even out? I mean, this kind of just happened, right?
Let's see. No, it just happened, so I don't see.
I'm sure he will address it in some shape or form moving forward. You just hate to see him that he even has to do that.
Yeah. I'd like to see what he said about it, but we will not obviously see it. So, but I'm sure it was interesting. And if anyone out there sees it, wants to share a link with us, we'll be glad to.
More than happy to discuss.
Yes. Wow. Did you see that there's some new pro football league called the Fan Controlled Football League? Have you heard about this?
What do you mean? Johnny Manziel's the starting quarterback.
I just heard this. Johnny Manziel is back in the football. A former blah 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 signed a deal with the fan controlled league.
The reason I believe it's called that is because fans will have the opportunity to, in some way, shape, or form, be able to call plays interactively, collectively.
7-on-7 full contact league where fans control everything from uniforms, logos, and play calling. That might be the stupidest thing I've ever heard of in my life.
I thought that's what Madden was for.
So some person in their chair is going to be like, yeah, run this guy in this and this guy in this and this guy in this.
Some backpack wearing coach.
Backpack wearing.
He's going to be able to all and look.
How stupid!
People will try anything, and when it comes to football, anything goes because it's just one of those things that everybody loves it. And I think most of the appeal is because a lot of people haven't gotten to play at a certain level or whatever, and they think that because they're good at Madden, because they're good at fantasy football, because they can draw stuff up and do this, that they think they can go out and coach. Good luck.
That I would want to watch it because I'm sure it'll be the funniest thing ever.
I think look, it's something that'll probably be a year and then be done. If it even, I don't even know what there is to it. It's just it's literally when I saw that yesterday with Johnny Manziel signing, and I was just okay.
I got
one of those things. All right.
I got a quote from Mike Leach for you. You ready? This is what Mike Leach said after the game. Mike Leach downplayed the brawl after the game. Somebody went to a football game and somebody got hit. I'm not going to lose my mind over it.
It's about par for the course when it comes to him.
Oh, my goodness.
But you know what? That could have been his way of just kind of giving them something they wanted, an answer to it right now. He'll go back, take a look at it, and then he'll elaborate on that come tomorrow.
No doubt.
Because there's no way they're going to get away with, there's no way he's going to get away with just saying that about it.
Right.
And be done with it. That's not going to happen. There's no way. It looks like there's too much involved at this point with that. But did he fulfill his requirement to speak to the press? Yes. Did he answer their questions? Yes. That's a very Belichickian answer.
Very Belichickian. Who do we got on? Any more games on tap today?
Ball State is crushing San Jose State right now at the half, which would be a loss for both of us.
Oh, that would be that would be a loss for both of us.
And then you got the Mountaineers of West Virginia and my coach Neil Brown going against Army tonight.
Got it. Wow. Okay.
So I know
now Army. Let's talk about this.
I have West Virginia.
Do you know the huge story coming out of Army?
Yep.
The scandal cheating.
Scandal cheating.
So there's a cheating scandal and
involving mostly
athletes as a whole, and then mostly football athletes. A lot of football athletes. It's the largest cheating scandals in the history of the Navy, which I find just amazing,
Unfortunate.
Yeah, so that begs the question. Obviously, Army's better than they have been. Does Army decide that, COVID is a unique year, so what they were doing is they're not throwing out people because they broke the honor code where normally they'd be thrown out.
Yeah, normally it's zero tolerance, goodbye.
So going forward, what is the implication for the football team? Is there any implication for it? Is it something that do they say, hey, we can't let guys with less than this in? Are they letting in guys that are more talented and maybe not as good? I don't know.
Now here's the thing. I don't know I haven't, I saw the article.
I don't know.
I don't know the ins and the outs, the intricacies of the type of like cheating, what actually went into it. Is it, about GPAs? Is it just a singular test? Is it
I'll read it to you. It's a huge article on SI. 24 Army players on Army's football team have been linked to an academic cheating scandal, according to USA Today. You know what? I'll show it so you can see it. So I don't have to read the whole entire thing, but I'll read part of it since you like my reading voice. It's like listen to your grandpa. Let's see. Let's see. Of the 24, 17 remain in the football team. A few have made the game. Blah, blah, blah. On November 30th, the cadets were found in violation of the honor code. They have a name, and the punishment will be determined in January. Army's honor code states the cadet will not lie, cheat, steal, or tolerate those who do. We didn't cancel the punishment. We delayed it until final education. Blah, blah, blah. That's about it, man. I mean.
So what did they cheat on a test? Did they release those
calculus exam.
So they released
remote test calculus exam.
Okay.
Which means they're texting each other the answer. Get it?
Yeah.
I mean, in high school, I don't know how any kids fail a test during the pandemic. I'll leave it at that. It's
so ultimately
how can you not find the answer?
Well,
Google's right.
If one thing, it shows that you've got some pretty good team camaraderie.
That's just one way of looking at it. Interesting. So, that's a pretty big story. New Year's Day bowl games. Let's look it up. Come on, man. Let's go.
Georgia. Cincinnati.
New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, New Year's Day. All right. So New Year's bowl game, but why does it say January 2nd? That means okay. Our January 1. We got Alabama versus Notre Dame. We got the playoff games. We already know we're picking. Has anything changed for you? Any updates? Anything changed? What about what's going on between Dabo Sweeney and Ryan Day?
Just Dabo saying his piece, and Ryan Day.
What did he say?
Come prove yourself.
What was exactly what transpired? Can you enlighten me on
Dabo is basically has said Ohio State doesn't deserve to be there because they haven't played enough games. That's pretty much what it is. And he's just continued to poke this bear over and over and over again. And look, he's standing firm on his position. It is what it is. Ryan Day doesn't even have to respond. He doesn't have to say anything. All he's got to do is beat him. Ultimately, what's the difference? If Clemson comes out and wins, then okay, yeah, Dabo. You were right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think Dabo's just trying to prove a bigger point, and I think he, in a way, he looks like an advocate for all these other teams that were probably just as good as Ohio State and played more games and all that kind of stuff. Like, he just looks like more of an advocate for those guys. And it looks like he's going against the idea that, Ohio State should be in because they're Ohio State. Basically what it comes down to. I think that will be the better of the two games. That's for sure.
Did he say this? What universe am I living in? ? In my opinion, Texas A&M, Florida, Oklahoma, Cincinnati, they got punished for playing more games. That's his
Yep, that's the gist of it.
Interesting.
And look, he's in my eyes, he's won enough games. He's been on a scale. Like he can say whatever the hell he wants. You know what I mean? Like, and if I'm Ohio State, I really don't care what he says because look, I'm in the game. So I have an opportunity to prove myself on national television in the Final Four. Here's what's going to be, and the easiest way to shut him up, go beat him.
Does Dabo Sweeney almost talk smack in a coach's way, in coaches speak?
Yeah.
Like, does he because coaches don't talk smack to each other like you would see like in UFC. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like when he does
it
yeah. Does he do it through the press to talk smack on the other team? And does he do it because he just purely genuinely thinks that way? Or is that part of his game plan?
That's part of his game planning.
You think so?
I think it motivates his players to play that much harder because I think his players love him so much that they're, you know what? Coach is talking a lot of stuff this week. Like, we better go back it up because, we love Coach. That's the way I look at it. If I was a player, that's how I would look at it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm sure there's some guys that don't. But to me, there's a method to his madness. I think he's too smart, too good of a football coach to not have to just fire off the whim like that. I think there's a method to his madness.
Yeah, I mean, I think he kind of has a unique style that he has a unique style. It almost is like he talks smack. Jimbo Fisher does a little bit of that too.
I agree.
And I think there's a big difference between how like Dabo Sweeney approaches and even Jimbo Fisher. And I'm not saying how I feel about them.
Right, compared to Dan Mullen talking smack. Like,
it's almost like, sometimes you'll see Nick Saban say something about another conference. It's like he's not talking smack per se, but he is. He's basically saying, you don't do what we do. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. But he's not.
But he's not coming out and saying that.
Okay, I'm going to play something for you. Let me just get it pulled up. And I'm curious what you think about this. I think you'll like it, but I'm not sure. I don't know. I doubt you've seen it. And I want to get your thoughts on it. And I don't like every time that we come out of playing like another media thing, it puts us in that little small screen. That bothers me. I don't know. Because I have to keep clicking it. Since I'm the producer / you know what I'm saying, the host. Okay.
You got more stuff on your plate.
Yeah. Although I can tell you this, in the 9 pounds I lost, I feel like my cheeks are coming back. I got cheeks.
Well, you'll probably lose it first there.
I'm losing. I got I could see the old school smile coming back that I used to have when
svelte,
I was
very svelte. I think svelte.
It was used to the face. Used to get everybody excited back in the day. Okay, let's pull this up. I'm curious your thoughts, Coach D. You probably get a little bit of insight of my how I might have been when I was a young pup.
Just a little.
Oh man,
good old days.
Everybody knew I was from Jersey. That's one thing for sure.
That just spills out no matter where we go.
All right, tell me what you think. Just let me know if you can hear it, because this is a little hard to hear.
Matter of fact, let's do the math for him.
Yeah, that's good right there.
We got in this thing. So we shouldn't be looking and searching for no DBs. No. Y'all should be looking and searching for us. Beating down our door. Bungee jumping in this thing. Somebody got to kick it down. But you got to understand, when you send your huddle tape or you send whatever, we know what we're looking at, man. We know what we're looking at, and we know what we want. We're looking for guys that's going to play on Sundays, sometimes Monday, sometimes Thursday. Not just a guy that can play on Saturday. That ain't what we're looking for. No, we got to have guys that can play on Sunday, guys that are disciplined, focused, and looking to be the best, to work with the best, have opportunity to be around the best. We've done it. We know what it takes. We'll get it done.
Coach said this is right. We looking for guys that know what they want to do. If you want to get to that next level, trust me, we can get you there. You know what I'm saying? All you got to do is come in and be prepared to work. You got to work to get to that next level. It ain't going to come to you easy, but you got to put in that work. And that's what we're here for, to get dogs that going to put in that work, man.
You know quite a few head coaches, right?
Oh, yeah.
I know some owners. I know some general managers. You know some general managers.
Got in my back pocket.
You know some scouts.
I know a bunch of scouts.
I know some scouts. And I know a lot of coaches. You know some coaches. You know some coaches. What y'all waiting on, man? What y'all waiting on? JSU, baby. D, I love.
Welcome to Tiger Nation. We're out here. My name's Coach Weeks. I'm looking for a D lineman. I need a shade, a nose, a sure enough player around 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", about 300 pounds. Come on, come join me. Come join me. We're going to make history. JSU, baby. Tigers in the house.
Alan Ricard here at Jackson State University, special teams coordinator. We're looking for dogs, but not just any dog. We're looking for a hungry dog. Are you the one that's going to go down on kickoff, knock somebody in the mouth, and get that ball back for us so we can score a touchdown? We are looking for those type of players that play fast, smart, tough, and disciplined. Those are the kind of players that we're looking for. We're looking for not only a special teams player, but we're looking for you to be special.
Dogs. Jackson, NFL Hall of Famer. That's what we produce at Jackson State. We coming to get you. That's what we need. Players like you who want to be great, not only on the field, but off the field. Legendary in their own minds. We love it. We want you. Come be the next Jackie Slater. Come be the next Liam Bourne. Come be the next Walter Payton. Come be the next Brazil, Robert Brazil. What you gonna do? Jackson State University.
What do you think?
Look, it's one way to go about it. And, you know, I've never seen that approach taken in such a direct way in terms of, hey, if you come to this college, we want you to get, you know, we want guys that are going to be at the next level. I've never seen it taken that or, you know, presented in that manner. But ultimately, you can't argue with it because, you know, you're telling me that those guys on that staff, you know, look, they put in the work. They've been at that level. They know what it takes to get there. You know, why not be coached by that? You just hope that in presenting it that way, they don't look past 4 years of college just to get to that next level. You know what I mean? That would be the only concern I have with it is, are you bypassing 4 years of college and trying to speed it up, you know, with these guys' main focus on getting to the league? Because, you know, it only takes one play, one snap for all that stuff to be gone and out the window. You know, focus on here now, and eventually we'll get you to that league. You know, we'll get you to that next level. But I like it. I like the aggressive approach. I like the idea that it's not out there presented like that. Like I said, it's there. Who wouldn't want to go play for Dion? I mean, to be honest,
I think the approach simply is if we could get. I don't think that if you broke it down, that even though his sons are both going there, right? One is obviously like a 4-star, but obviously they're going there for him. The question is, does it get them more higher level FCS recruits because of that approach?
Yes.
In order to win in the what conference is that Jackson State in? The NEAC? No. I don't know. Whatever. In order to win their conference and to become a power in a short time period, which I think is Dion's objective.
He wants to win now. This ain't like a 3-year, 4-year rebuild. No.
So he wants transfers that were on.
He will get.
He's going to get them.
There's no doubt, because if I'm going to look to like if I'm leaving an FBS school, all right, what FCS school is still going to get me looks at the NFL?
There you go. He might, and with the portal, I could see him picking up 5 to 10 prospects there. That's number one. And then the other side is the FCF side. So if you end up being an FCS guy and Jackson State is in Mississippi, I'm just trying to think of some of the FCSs there, like Northwestern State and or Southwestern Louisiana. Like instead of going there,
I'm going to Dion.
You choose maybe Dion, right? So I think that
notice how we're not even referencing the school. We're referencing the head coach by name before the school.
Right. Well, they're going there for Dion. I mean,
that's what I'm saying, though. That's what.
Well, what
hiring him is bringing that already.
Right. Now, I think Dion.
Anything he does on the field is a bonus.
I think Dion's end goal is if the guy that's at Florida State right now fails, Deion does well in that time period, whatever that 2 to 3 year window is, and Deion Sanders takes over Florida State. He wanted the Florida State job the first time. So now the question is, you're a prospect. Is it anyone was going to Alabama, they're not considering Jackson State. But if you're like a guy that, like I said, I'm just trying to think of the other FCS schools around in that area. But, Tennessee State, Tennessee Chattanooga, there's a lot of FCS schools that you could go to in the South.
But I'm going to go to this guy.
Yeah. Is he going to get extra pickup of guys?
Yes, without a doubt. Without a doubt. I think he gets it without even doing any work, just by him being there. When he's going to put some work into it, he's only going to get even that many more. Because, like I said, if you're a guy who –
and did you know that, by the way, who the guy on the right was? I don't know, because he's the old school guy. You might not know him.
No, the only guy I knew in that whole thing was Deion.
Dennis Thurman, who was a DB for Cowboys back in the day.
I've heard the name.
He was very, very, very good football. Had a lot of picks and stuff.
And don't get me wrong, I've watched a lot of videos on Deion for as flashy, whatever. The guy knows what he's talking about when it comes back to play. You don't play in the league at a high level like that and not know what the hell you're doing, Now, can he communicate it as a coach? Can he do all that stuff? I'm sure he can, but now it's just on a bigger scale. And what can he really do? You know what I'm saying? Like, if I want to learn how to play corner, you're telling me Deion doesn't know every technique under the sun, every little nuance to be successful at certain things? Like, yeah. Why would I not want to get that tutelage? Why would I not want to get that? And now you're telling me you can put me in the league? Like, let's go.
I find it pretty I first of all, I like that video a lot.
It's a great video.
So here's who they picked up already. Obviously his son from
right, he was supposed to go to Florida Atlantic.
Right, who's the quarterback, right?
Quarterback.
So that's a big pickup because you got a quarterback. Then they picked up a DB from Lackawanna.
And Lackawanna produces
4-star, also a 4-star. Okay, so they have 2 4-star recruits.
Already.
Yep, they picked up a 3-star.
If you go through the rest of the FCS, I guarantee you there's not a roster with 2 4-stars on it.
No way. And then they got a 3-star left tackle. And then then his other guys are no star. No, he's got a 3-star D tackle for Vegas, a 3-star athlete.
See, this is but this is what you're going to get. And then you're going to get the
3-star outside linebacker. And then he's got some other guys that are no star guys that are, who you would think would go to FCS. But I mean, that's 6 guys right there in FCS. That's a huge impact.
It's a huge number. And like I said, that's, you may not have guys committing to him off the jump, but you're going to get transfers. You're going to get situational guys where stuff has come up. You're probably going to sign a couple JUCOs. Like, you can get things going, and it's just up to, whatever his timetable is, or he just needs, one big splash, or, I mean, ultimately he's got to be successful in what it is, but
right.
You know what I mean? Like, he's got to win. If he jumps out in this first year and gets some wins, gets into, say, the playoffs and wins a game or two or anything like that, or, even if he goes further, then whoa, but I'm just saying, once he gets a couple wins or people see like what he's doing is working, you could see a lot of that.
Yeah, I like the aggressive approach. I think it's smart. I think it's
I think he's using every tool he has to the maximum of its ability. He's saying, look,
Deion's on like 9,000 different shows too. The NFL, he's on
Barstool Sports. I mean, he hits a whole bunch of like in a wide range. And look, you see guys, you got a guy coming from Vegas already, to Jack, like. It's going to be national. It's not going to be regionalized. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's going to have guys from California calling him saying, hey, what about Jackson State?
Really interesting stuff.
I think he's utilizing everything. He's approaching it in a different manner, which is, I think, for him, the way to go about it. Because if he just wants to be like everybody else, then he'll just be like everybody else, So he's saying, you know what? Nope, this is how we're going to do it. And you know what? If it works, it works. If it doesn't, we'll figure it out from that point. But I have a very hard time believing that he will not have some success in some way, shape, or form.
Agreed. Awesome. All right. Well,
I like that video. I like that video. And if it works, wait till you see other programs start to try and do certain things like that. Now, no one's Dion.
I'm going to do that for high school.
But I could see other programs hiring high-level guys that have played in the league to somebody call Randy Moss and say, hey, you want to come coach wideouts here? And all of a sudden, hey, I want to go play for Randy Moss.
Although he probably makes buku bucks on his
what I'm saying, like
an example, yeah.
I
got it. Yeah, absolutely. That makes perfect sense. All right, that's all I got for you. What you got?
What do I got?
Football Scoop give you anything?
The spread for the Alabama Notre Dame game is 20.
Covered.
You think? Let me see what's the
spread of
I want to double check and see what the Ohio State one was going off of. I think the last I saw was 10. And then I got one more thing that we can discuss that I wanted to bring up based off of last night's performance by Mr. Quarterback at Florida. So let's see. Okay, let's see. College football. Okay. Here, let's make these picks based off of. Here we go. So New Year's Day games, right? Georgia, Cincinnati. Georgia's favored by 7.5.
I would take Cincinnati. Well, who did I take to win? I took Cincinnati.
I think you took Cincinnati.
So I would take.
Pick the winners. Pick the winners.
I picked the winners. So
what do you think?
Yeah, I think they probably go. I think they could cover that.
Cincinnati?
Yeah.
Yeah, I ultimately think Georgia's going to win, but I do not think Georgia's winning by more than a touchdown at the most. Auburn, Northwestern tomorrow. Northwestern is favored by 3.5.
Over who?
Auburn.
Who did I choose to win?
I don't know. I took Northwestern.
I probably took Northwestern too because I think they would take it more seriously.
We have Alabama, Notre Dame. This is going off right now at 19.
Yeah, that's
Alabama by 19. Ohio State, Clemson is down to 7. Clemson's favored by 7.
Clemson.
Over under is 67.5.
Over under 67.5.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure on that one.
I don't know. I think the under.
I mean, I knew that Oklahoma game was a slam dunk, that it was going to be 60 points. And then I'm going to have to play for you my favorite thing. I've always been an Oklahoma fan since back in the day. Jamel Holloway, my favorite option quarterback maybe of all time. Have you ever watched any Jamel Holloway clips?
No.
Come on. You haven't lived. You haven't watched Jamel Holloway clips?
I was an Eric Crouch fan.
You ever heard of Charles Thompson?
Nope.
I guess you just ain't living. I thought you said you love the game. You love
I didn't like running quarterbacks.
You got to be a historian of the game to be.
That's old, man.
You got to be a historian. You got to be a historian.
West Virginia is beating Army 10-7 with 4 minutes to go in the half.
The Young Bucks, I tell you. Young Bucks. What are we going to do?
Got some other interesting games.
All right, so did you see what Oklahoma was doing at the end after they won the game before the presentation?
Yeah, the dance or whatever on the stage.
Going to get crunk. Head back to Longview, Kelly popping front. I ain't even tripping.
This is the song that he Do you remember this? You were a kid. You were at college.
Maybe AP, maybe AD. I ain't even tripping because we some athletes. Listen with Spitty in the summertime. He get pissed if we don't make a time. But we gonna get it. Cause we got
That's pretty good.
Nebraska hustle, man, we diminish.
Did you see them rapping it? Like oh man, let me see if they have them doing it, man. Like the
Now here's the thing. Here's my question. Do you think Lincoln Riley stays?
he hasn't won a national championship yet. I don't know. I mean,
Or does he go to the NFL?
I don't know. I mean, what would you do?
I've never been, when people have always asked me what, where would you want to go with coaching? How high would you want to go? The NFL has never been a desire for me. I think it's more of a business than it is actually coaching. Now, if somebody asked me if I wanted to be the equipment manager for an NFL team, yeah, sure. I'd probably rather be an equipment manager at an NFL level than I would be as a coach.
Would you like to be
the idea? I just think, to me, you have more of an impact on your players' lives at a college level because they ultimately still are college guys. I just think you have more of an impact. It would be very difficult for me. It's hard for me to see how, myself as a coach, coaching other grown-ass men, why are they going to listen to me? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's their job. Other than the fact that, I'm basically signing off on their paycheck. Why would they listen to a guy like me? Whereas as their coach in college, I can still have an impact on what they do in the future. So that's my thing. So if I'm Lincoln Riley, I stay at Oklahoma and I ride this thing. Not to mention, I bring back a quarterback. I bring back a whole bunch of stuff. Like, you could easily see them being in the national championship talks because you're Oklahoma, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, every year you're going to be in it as long as you continue to progress and keep getting better and better. So if I were him, I'm staying.
Well, let's play their freestyle. Let's see if they're as good as Kelly. I don't know if they're going to be as good. I did see this, and I got excited when I saw it because I've watched that freestyle. Oh, he grabs the mic. Okay. Where's the rap? There it is. That's funny. You know what? It's cool that they have their own song. They're not as good as Malcolm Kelly at it. I'm sorry.
No, that was good.
What's that?
I said that was good. Like, you can't just bust it out.
When you love that, you have your own song.
Look, these guys just aren't athletes. They can do some other things, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I'll play for you. I don't know if there's. Hopefully, there's no cursing in this. But my favorite is the
Miami 6th Floor Boys or 7th Floor Boys, whatever that was.
My favorite is the Turnover Chain song. You ever heard of Turnover Chain?
Yeah.
Turnover chain, turnover chain, turnover chain, turnover chain, turnover chain, turnover chain.
That would get me so hyped up. I mean, come on. If you were a player, how did they not play that before they come out every game? They've gotta.
And run out of the smoke.
What's that?
Run out of the smoke.
Yeah.
Listen, I can't stand our pregame mixtapes. The kids just listen to different stuff now. It is what it is. Whatever gets them hyped gets it going. But man, I mean, and you had it started to, there are certain songs and certain things that you want to listen to pregame and whatnot. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, but some of the places we go and listening to some of the stuff that we hear, it's like, what is this, man? But whatever gets them going, man, it's all about them. So if it gets them going, I'm for it.
Do you? I hijacked your whole thing. So where are we going next? Where are we going? We were just talking about what?
No, that was my one thing, and then the other thing was I saw this week that they put out the 2021 draft. Top 10 draft board.
2021.
20 for the 2021 draft. And there was some moves on it that I saw that were interesting to me. So right now I'm going off of
Pro football.
So this is just a random list that I'm looking. Oh yeah, see that's crazy. What is that? Let's see. ESPN projected draft order. So that those are the teams. Where did I see it? I gotta.
Well, I got. Oh, I can't see Mel Kiper's because I don't have a membership to ESPN.
Let me see. Okay, so I have 24/7 Sports.
Okay.
So Jacksonville number 1. Who's going number 1? Trevor Lawrence, right? That's
correct.
What they. So they're going. Number 1, Trevor Lawrence to the Jags. Number 2 is a lot of these guys have this, man. Zach Wilson, BYU QB to the Jets. That was the biggest change I saw this week. That's what I'm saying. Number 2. And to me, I don't know. I don't know. This is just, and obviously we know that these things are going to change, but it's just interesting to take a look at no matter who has what. The Bengals, they're going to take the tackle from Oregon. You would hope so, just to have Burrow has somebody to help him. The Panthers at number 4 take Justin Fields. I think this game is huge for him.
Yeah, because Northwestern wasn't a good game for him.
No, played his worst game of the year. The Falcons at number 5. Parsons, linebacker, Penn State. 6 is your Cowboys taking Jalen Phillips, Miami D end. Which is okay. Chargers at number 7 take Kyle Pitts, Florida tight end, who did not play in the game last night. And I think he's a specimen. I think he's a freak. 8, the Miami Dolphins get this from the Texans. It says them taking Devontae Smith, receiver from Bama, who you and I have both, kind of said could win the Heisman. Possible. Eagles at 9 take Jamar Chase, LSU receiver. And then number 10, the Giants take the other receiver from Alabama, Jalen Waddle. But like I said, that being said, my thing is the whole thing that I was shocked with was, this whole time, Fields has been the number 2 quarterback. And now all of a sudden you see Wilson come on strong. And is he the number 2 quarterback in that draft? So my question was, how important is this? Is this game or possibly 2 games for Justin Fields going into this draft? Does this make or break him as the number 2 quarterback? And did what's his name last night from Florida having a bad game help these guys?
Well, where's Trask projected to go?
I think he's the number 4th quarterback off the board on a lot of these guys.
Is this considered a good quarterback class?
Yes. They have him they have this poll right here has him going to the San Francisco 49ers at the 11th pick. Trask.
Is in the top, is the Texas guy rated at all? Sam Erlinger? I'm curious.
Let's see. Is he a first round guy? According to this.
Probably not.
17 has the 17th pick for the Washington football team has Mac Jones from Alabama.
Why is Mac Jones not potentially a number 2 pick?
Only a 1-year guy. 23, the Indianapolis Colts, Trey Lance, the North Dakota State quarterback who only played 1 game this year. I do not see. No, he's not. At least he's not projected in the first round. So, like I said, I guess my question is how much impact do these games have on draft stock for this kid, for Justin Fields?
I think, yeah, well, especially, if there's an NFL Combine, which there will be this year, probably a pro day.
Can Mac Jones playing well and taking Alabama to a national championship put him above Justin Fields?
Possibly, yeah. If Justin Fields does not dominate. If Justin Fields,
what does he have to do to solidify himself as the second best quarterback in this draft based off? Can he?
Can he? Yeah.
Does he have to throw for 3 touchdowns and run for another?
You can run a marathon, as can I. Will it happen is a different question.
There's a reason Kirby Smart let him leave from Georgia.
Well, what's the reason? That's what I'd like to know.
Me too.
I mean, you're not going to be able to hold guys, but you're saying, I don't know what it is because he dominated until that last game. So I don't know exactly what it would be. He's looked to me to be the best quarterback other than Trevor Lawrence until that last game. Trask has a lot of good things, but Trask, I have a lot of questions about. I don't have as many Fields. Fields has thrown some balls that I was like, wow, that's really good.
Did you ever watch the QB1 on him?
No. Why?
You should watch it. It's on Amazon Prime. Yeah.
Who is he QB? Who is his Elite 11 thing with?
Georgia. Who was he with?
Yeah.
Like, what were the other kids?
Yeah, QB1, yeah.
I believe that QB1, those episodes were, it was him, the quarterback from
Vegas?
No, that was Tate Martell. I think Spencer Rattler was the other one, the quarterback from Oklahoma. And I believe the quarterback who quarterbacked Wake Forest, Hartwig, I think. Those 3, I think, were the guys on that QB1 show.
How did he go across?
What's that?
How did he come across?
Like a very down-to-earth kid whose dad kind of drove it a little bit. Now, the Spencer Rattler kid for Oklahoma, that kid seemed like a loose cannon. Like a Tate Martell. They're pretty good. I like watching those things. Those are pretty – they do pretty good. And you can see some of these kids that are, they're just interesting. I mean, the one was –
his career blew up.
What?
His career just blew up.
Who's that?
Tate Martell?
Nowhere to be found right now. Think about it. It was him. I mean, he was at Ohio State. Joe Burrow was at Ohio State. Could you imagine that QB room?
It's one of those things, I know you want to go to Ohio State and all those kind of things, but I feel like Tate Martell's still at Miami. No.
I don't think he's on the team still.
Oh, really? Yeah. Yeah, because when what's-his-name went down, he didn't go in. What happened?
No, and unfortunately for King, he tore his ACL.
I saw that.
So he's going to need 6 to 9 months of rehab, they said, which is brutal because he just announced that he was coming back. You know what I'm saying? He played in that game because he was coming back. Like, had he said he's not coming back, I don't think he plays in that game.
Tate Martell. What is Tate Martell? Are you sure he's not on Miami? Maybe.
Dude, I'm almost positive he left because I follow him on Twitter and all that kind of stuff.
Right, it doesn't say Miami or anything.
I'm sure it doesn't have anything linked to anything.
It doesn't.
Yeah, he's just, he's gone.
So where does he go? What is he doing?
Listen, Lamar posted something on Twitter the other day about the amount of guys in the transfer portal. The numbers are just
Lamar McKnight?
Yeah, he just posted it just trying to say, like, look, you guys think it's so easy to get a scholarship out of college, or a scholarship out of high school when guys can easily just go to this transfer portal, you know what I mean? And they already have guys that have started games at high levels, so you need to do even more to prove your point as a high school player. I think that depends on which way the program's looking to go. But at the same time, I just think it's, it just shows you. I mean, guys, like you said, nobody wants to fight for a job anymore, man. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody, I'll just go transfer. I'll go transfer. And now you have guys graduating and then leaving. You know what I'm saying? So, you got guys that are playing 1 year, basically 1 year on whatever they have left to play. I don't know. How do you know that some of these guys that haven't played at Division I pro, don't just transfer to Dion?
I think some of them will.
To get that look and say, you know what, I'll go play for Dion for a year. I bet you he can at least hook me up with a practice squad thing, and then I'll work my way from there. How do you know these guys don't want to take that approach? Maybe that's one way they want to do it. Who knows? It'll be interesting to see how it develops, but I don't know. I think our picks are in. Who do you got? Let's see. Tonight we got. Well, let's see. What's the score of the San Jose game right now before we get out of here?
Come on, San Jose. You'll put me at 12-3.
Not going to happen. Ball State 34, San Jose State 13. But Army's beating West Virginia.
There you go. That's another win for me. And a loss for you, my friend.
Oh, God. If you weren't winning, we wouldn't even be talking about this.
That means after this, I'll be 12-4.
We'll see.
Like the old Dallas Cowboys in the 80s, they'd always be 12-4 and 11-5.
Oh, why? They actually won?
Yes.
Oh.
No, we don't win that. There's no winning. I just bought myself a couple of jerseys yesterday.
Oh, you did? I knew it. You were focused on it. I knew it.
I bought my son a Namath jersey. I bought myself a Aikman jersey, a Tony Dorsett, Mitchell and Ness jersey, and signed, and then I got myself a Herschel Walker Cowboys jersey. Yeah, baby.
That's terrible.
Isn't that terrible?
That's horrible.
It's fantastic. That's
How
how
you do that to yourself.
I gotta go with the guys that are the best. And if I could get, I'm gonna get myself. I was just thinking about all the kind of jerseys I want. I want to get a Jamel Holloway jersey. He was one of my favorite. I'm gonna get all my favorites.
Well, it's cool. Like you have the ability, you can. I just don't have that many guys. If I was gonna get jerseys, I'd get a. Let's see. I'd probably get a. I'd probably get a vintage Deion Sanders 49ers jersey. And then I have a Walter Payton jersey, which I love.
Okay, yeah, those are easy to get.
And I would get, I don't really have any. I would get a Sean Taylor University of Miami jersey. Yeah. And maybe a Willis McGahee University of Miami jersey.
I'm gonna
Like,
On this note, I'm going to share you because you don't know who Jamel Holloway is. So I'm going to share with you a little couple of Jamel.
he had an ugly face mask, dude.
Who did?
Jamel, he wore the Dan Marino face mask and then ran the ball.
Dude,
Don't work like
just
that.
watch this guy run, okay? And this if you want to tell you to run the ball, this is what I call running the ball. Look at him, man. He's got
that's hard to run with a lane like that, and then he gets cut blocked. Like come on, bro. Look at the size of that lane. Look at this.
Look at the speed. Look at the quickness. Are you kidding me?
Then he should have played receiver. What did he do in the NFL?
I think he got hurt his last year towards his knee.
Yeah, that's because he freaking did all this all day.
And then he lost his job to Charles Thompson, even though he had started for 3 years, or it's because he was hurt, I think. Look at this. Look at this.
Yeah, he looks like Robert Griffin III.
No. Robert Griffin might have been faster than him. He was fast, but he was more like shifty. Look at him.
He looks pretty. Like, how big was he? He looks big.
He's thick. I don't think he's that tall. I think he's only like 5'10", like maybe 190. He's like a running back.
Let's bring back those jerseys.
I love those off jerseys
with the holes. Yeah, the tearaways.
They were great. You can't tell me those weren't great jerseys.
I love the fact that they're all playing on Astros.
I love how he holds the ball with one hand.
You know who holds it like that? Kyle Murray.
Who?
Murray.
Oh yeah. Well, he's short like this guy is.
Oh, this guy's short?
Yeah, he's like 5'9", 5'10". Look at him run, man.
Why didn't he throw it?
Why throw it when you could just run it in like that?
That was a pass, I thought.
There's no passing.
That's what I'm saying. What was his
wishbone?
I want to know what his
no one blocked anybody on that play.
What was his? Well, the defense also didn't tackle anybody on that play.
I'm saying, look at that hesitation move.
The corner's responsible for the pitch, man.
He gets caught though. He doesn't. I guess he must not be like a flat out bullet. You know what I'm saying? Which is
probably. I mean, you think they asked him to move to receiver in the league? Probably.
I don't think he even got an opportunity.
Oh, really?
I mean, he looks more quick to me than he is. You know,
yeah, that's why he was good at this. Like he couldn't sustain the run.
Look, he looks like he's running the 100-meter dash with the football.
Oh wait, that was a pass. Nope,
it was a draw. The fact that they were fooled that they thought it was a pass. He threw one pass.
State. They probably won one game in 30 years compared to
he threw one pass a game, and it was to Keith Jackson. Remember Keith Jackson, the tight end, played for the Eagles?
Isn't he an announcer?
No, that's a different Keith Jackson. And Keith Jackson was All-American like 3 times or something.
That's exactly how Murray runs with the football, though.
Same exact style?
Which is scary.
And I think they're both from Texas.
And they're both played in Oklahoma.
That's right. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, if we pulled that up, I bet it's the same thing.
Somebody has to do a side-by-side video of those two running the ball, just because a lot of people get after him for that stuff. They say, he doesn't protect the ball when he scrambles.
He played in the NFL.
What's that?
Holloway did play in the NFL. 2 years with the Raiders, and then 2 years for the BC Lions. He probably played another position. Right, Holloway threw. They beat the Nittany Lions through 71 touchdown pass to Keith Jackson. He tore his ACL in the left knee, Oklahoma State, in his senior year. That changed. Injury plagued him in '88. He lost his job to Charles Thompson. Thompson, however, broke his leg in the final play of the Depascale game in '88. So Holloway became the starter again in the 13-16 loss in the bowl game. I mean, his numbers aren't that mind-boggling, but
you thought he was larger than life.
I just loved how he ran the option, man. Like the fact that he lost his job, Charles Thompson was unbelievable. But unfortunately for Charles Thompson, he had a little problem with the white snow.
Maybe that's why he ran so fast.
Could be. That was the 80s.
Oh, man.
Anything went, I think, in the 80s, That's before my time, really. I was a kid.
Me too.
So, yeah, you would have been around probably. You're probably like 2. How old were you in 88?
2.
You were 2. I was 14. That was me entering high school. But these guys, I think their senior years were like 87, 88.
Yeah, like Barry Sanders.
Yeah. These guys were. It's interesting. First of all, the wishbone. I've used it over the years here and there, like especially in goal line. It looks Oklahoma makes it look and Air Force back in the day, they made it look like it was so easy to run. Let me tell you something. To execute the wishbone and the timing is difficult because that second pitch, it's not like when you have a guy from the flex bone, which is why people like the flex bone. It gives you better timing.
You can time things up better.
Wishbone is difficult to get that timing, like
right, because you're right there right now.
You're on top of each other, yeah. You're literally on top of each other. So it's
repetitions.
It is interesting, but all right, brother. Hey, have a happy New Year.
Happy New Year, my man.
Enjoy your dinner.
Gonna go out and get some good food.
Just you and the lady?
No, I'm going with my
Karen?
My parents, my aunt, my uncle are down. My sister and brother-in-law. So we'll do a little something.
Wharfside. I heard that's really good.
Yeah, I've been there before. It's
good.
Definitely.
Seafood?
Oh, hell yeah. I might go king crab legs tonight.
Indoor dining?
Of course. Put as many people in a small spot as possible. My party is of 8 anyway, so let's go.
Let's go. I love it. Enjoy. Have a happy New Year, brother.
You too, my man. Enjoy. I'll talk to you later.
All right, bye.